Weights and Downer. You or someone close to you has just lost a loved one to someone's negligence. How did this happen? And why is it so hard to get information? In times like these, there is one firm who has handled hundreds of catastrophic and lost earning cases. Before you settle fast with a company's attorney, give Weights and Downer a call. 985-876-0870. Weights and Downer.
And welcome back to Bayou Time. It is once again that I come to you with very sad heart of the passing of one of our dear friends here in the area. And if we could bring up the picture, there you see the picture of Miss Martha Vigory Thibodeaux, born July 31st, 1938, sadly passed away January 29th of 2025. She went by the name of Nana. And Miss Martha Ann Vigory Thibodeaux, who left this world on January 29th at the age of 86. Once again, she was born on July 31st, 1938 in Montague, Louisiana. Miss Martha was a beloved daughter, sister, wife, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, friend, and educator. She leaves behind a legacy of love, kindness, and gentleness. And what a legacy Miss Martha leaves behind. She certainly has a sprinkling all over the community. Saw that at the wake today. The lines were long. And let me list you a few of those while we take a look at the picture. She is survived by her loving daughters, Angelique Barker, of course married to my dear friend Michael, Andrea LeBlanc, married to another good friend John Randall, and Alicia Woolley, married to another friend, Todd, former husband Eugene J. Thibodeaux, grandchildren Justin LeBlanc, his girlfriend Bethany, Dr. Jared Woolley and Jenny, Dr. Michael Barker and Jamie, Christopher LeBlanc and Gabrielle, Lauren Bordelon and Kyle, Mitchell Barker, married to Zuna, Jessica Robichaud and Michael, Allison Rome and Brent, and Stephen Woolley and his girlfriend Courtney, the great-grandchildren Palmer and Patton Woolley, Christian, James, Patrick, and Bennett Barker, Lorelei Martha Ann LeBlanc, Braden and Hudson Bordelon, Zyla, Miles, and Zoe Barker, Mason and Luke Robichaud, and baby Rome on the way, sisters-in-law, nephews and nieces, cousins, and many friends. She is preceded in death by her parents, Russell Charles and Valley Stringer Vigory, brothers Russell Vigory Jr., John Carroll Vigory, and Anthony David Vigory, nephew Russell Charles Vigory III, and sister-in-law Phyllis Vigory Webb, and great-grandson Gabrielle Anthony Barker. Miss Martha was a devoted Catholic who loved her church and school family. She was a lifelong educator and was at St. Gregory, where she was principal for 20 years. Such a long time, but she was such a good principal. She loved and was devoted to many organizations. She was a national, state, and local president of COPPA and was a founding member of South Louisiana Wetlands Discovery Center. She enjoyed lunches with her high school friends, traveling, yes, the casino, reading, and crossword puzzles. And of course, she was laid to rest today, and the Mass was at St. Gregory Church here in the area, and they had a wake last night. Crowds for both of them were extraordinary, and she certainly was loved in the community. She was always just a personable person. I'm not going to sit up here and say I knew her very well. She had so many friends, probably hard to get to know her so well unless you were right in that immediate area, but she was always very kind and very nice to me, and I can remember her asking about my parents, and as a matter of fact, I mentioned her passing today to my mom, who spoke about how nice and good person Miss Martha was. And once again, you know, the sprinkling of everyone around her, and that's the key, just watching everybody and the stories they have about Miss Martha. and the good that she did while on this earth. And she leaves that legacy once again. And to all of the son-in-laws, you know she had to be a great woman just to put up with those son-in-laws. And I know them all very well. And of course, I'm taking a little shot at them because they also spoke very highly of her. I ran into all of them last night. And between all three, Todd said he was the favorite because he used to cut her grass. So I'll let all the son-in-laws argue over who was the greatest son-in-law, but naturally, they thought well of their mother-in-law. Boy, isn't that great when everybody talks well about the mother-in-law? So that just shows you what kind of woman that she really is. And of course, you know, just knowing her daughters and how they have become very successful in the community, just goes to show you what her and Mr. Gene were able to accomplish with their family. It was nice talking to Mr. Gene Thibodeaux today, and he's always full of stories and has a lot of interesting stories. So once again, we say goodbye. Let's bring up her picture one more time for the area. Miss Martha Vigory Thibodeaux passed away on January 29th, 2025. And we certainly wish her family well and offer our condolences here from HTV to the entire, I'll call them a clan because they were big, just a large group. And what was so great to see too was all the young kids that were brought in from all over the United States to pay their farewell. And I was so touched to see some of the young grandchildren going and putting their hands on the coffin. It was a very touching moment. I saw that at the wake, and I think it sort of hit everybody that it must have been very close, and she must have been able to connect to that younger generation in a great way. So on behalf of the whole entire crew here at HTV, our condolences to the entire family, and may Miss Martha rest in peace and just have all the joy while being in heaven, because certainly she put in a lifetime of work, especially at St. Gregory, where she was principal for 20 years. May she rest in peace. Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.